All right. Well, I tell you what, I'm really truly excited about what's going on here with our group. I mean, this program is just like I said. I can't say enough about it. It's just awesome. It's starting to change my life. I mean, literally within 90 days. So I know for those of you that have been involved with it, it's doing the same. So I'm very excited about what's going on here. So we'll be getting started promptly at 6 o'clock p.m. in one more minute. So this call will actually be turned on to a lecture mode, and then we'll begin the presentation. Additionally, tonight is going to be an actual training. So I'm going to probably just go through it a little bit faster than I did the previous night, but it will still be still be complete information. But I will be doing some training tonight. You can go over some basic things, how people understand how this program actually works. So what time is it right now? All right. Yep. So I'm really excited. So please take your name, where you're calling from, please.
Robert McKnight, Texas, Baytown specifically.
Hey, Mr. McKnight, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the call. Who else do we have?
Great.
Thank you.
Ame Frank, San Diego.
All right. Welcome to the call, sir. Ame France. All right. Thank you very much. Who else do we have on the call this evening?
Marianne from Alameda, California.
Hi, Marianne. How you doing? Welcome to the call this evening. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Pat from Oklahoma.
Hey, Pat. How you doing from Oklahoma? Thank you for being on the call this
Great.
evening. All right. Who else do we have on the call with us this evening? All right.
We have Derek Gage, Bakersfield, California, too.
Hey, Mr. Gage, how you doing? Great.
Great.
Well, you know what? It's that time. We're going to go ahead and begin the conference call. Without further ado, so let me go ahead and change this to a lecture mode. All right. Thank you guys so much for being on the call this evening. You are truly, I'm truly thankful that you guys have taken the time out of your evening to show up on this call this evening with us. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm going to jump right into it. I've been involved in this industry for about 30 years, 31 years, and actually had my own company for about 13 years, and just basically ran out of cash and couldn't fund it or even support it anymore. So I, for the last 2 years, got pretty much disenchanted with the whole entire industry. I mean, I was done. I mean, literally, if anyone would have mentioned anything, I would have just shut you down. But a good friend of mine continued to literally begged me for about 2 months. He didn't beg me, he just was persistent. And he said, this is something what you're looking for, Mr. Tillery. I'm like, yeah, right. I've heard that before. I've been in this game for a long time, and I don't think there's anything out there that's going to meet my particular criteria. And my criteria is really a 7-point, litmus test, if you will. I said, well, first of all, before I get involved with any business, number one, it has to be in business for at least 5 to 7 years. Secondly, it does not require recruitment of others for me to make money. That was really, the thing for me, because it was just very frustrating trying to convince people to do something that they really didn't want to do. Thirdly, it could not. I didn't want to be involved with anything in terms of selling the products, potions, pills, lotions, dial tones, gadgets, technology, health services, legal services, website shopping services, legal services. I mean, nothing at all whatsoever remotely. I said, so if one of these things involves that, I'm not interested. The other requirement was that they had to pay me out in digital currency. Why? Because I spent the last 13 years of my life studying cryptocurrency, the difference between cash and money. So, I knew what I was looking for. And then the other one thing is that, first of all, and then also lastly, it was a really important thing here for me, is that I must be paid either daily or weekly, right? That was really key. I was not interested in a monthly payout. I was not interested in an annual payout. Those are the things I'm looking for. So if anything that you bring to me if anything you bring to me doesn't meet one of those requirements, you can keep it moving, because I have no interest in it. And another part about that is that since I was disenchanted about the organization, about the industry as a whole, I said, I do not want to speak to anyone about anything. I'm only concerned about me, because I thought about it. Like, I spent 13 years of my life, millions of dollars came in one hand and went out the other. Now, if I would have been smart, because the problem with me was that I was always trying to look out for my fellow man and my fellow woman, because I said, well, if I help them to understand this whole entire concept of what cash your money is, then maybe they'll support me in the long run, right? But I had a lot of challenges, and it's not that people did not support me. I just had too many challenges, things that wasn't supposed to happen, happened, and really pretty much you just burned my candle out completely. So that was another thing. I had no interest in speaking to anybody. So I'm even surprised tonight. 90 days ago, I will be surprised that I'm even on this call this evening. So I'm just letting you guys know that been there, done that, got the T-shirt, and I'm even surprised I'm doing this call tonight for you guys. So let me go ahead and jump into this. This presentation, I call it the Millionaire Team Presentation. You're probably wondering, why do I call it a Millionaire Team Presentation? Because after careful investigation of Questra World, and because I'm a network engineer by trade, I always like to crunch numbers. And I know for a fact, if you do certain things that's asked of you within 12 to 18 months, right? If you really want to change your life, this program would do it for you. Flat out, it would do it for you. So it's going to get started without further ado. So that's why I call it the Millionaire Team Presentation. So Questra Holdings. Questra Holdings basically holds Atlantic Global Asset Management, which is the investment arm, and also Questra World, which is the marketing arm. Now, I'm going to talk about the investment side because I think that's really important. I think that's what most people are looking for. Most people are not looking to recommend anybody to anything. All they care about is themselves, like I did 90 days ago, right? So here is the office. Here's the building. It's Atlantic Global Asset Management. It's off the South African continent in the islands of Cabo Verde. If you are wanting to know if this is a legitimate, bona fide business opportunity, here it is. Here is the address. Here is the phone number. Here are the hours of operation. And here's the company NIF number. And also here are a couple emails. Okay? Now, here are 12 great reasons that I'm so glad I'm a part of Atlantic Global Asset Management. And basically what I did after maybe about a month, I wrote down what were the key elements of what makes this company great. And they're important, right? So I'm going down a chronological order that makes, hopefully you'll process it the way that I'm processing this. But first and foremost, I must clarify this, and I say this at every call. This aspect of the business is for people who have only an interest in wanting to invest. Recommending of others is 100% optional, okay? You don't have to breathe a word to anyone if you so desire, okay? That's the key part about this. You don't have to tell no one if you don't want to, okay? So Atlantic Global Asset Management is a licensed registered investment firm that was established in Cabo Verde in 2008. Questra World is the marketing arm of AGAM that was established in 2014 to market the services of AGAM. Services weren't marketed completely until everything was put together until 2014, right? So those of you that are thinking, wow, it's been since 2008. I missed out on an opportunity to be a part of this. Quite honestly, you have not, because there's some requirements for a person to even be able to participate in what Atlantic Global Asset Management is. Now, the person that got me involved, he explained a lot of things, but really there's two words I was looking for. Two words that if he would have said this to me, because he brought it to me in May, I was preoccupied with something else. And then on July 9th, I joined the organization. So May, June, July, almost 3 months. 3 months. So whatever I've done in the last 3 months, I could have done 3 months ago and be that much closer to my goal financially. But he didn't really explain it to me the way that I'm going to explain it to you tonight or your guests. Now, all he simply had to say to me was hedge fund. Hedge fund. Atlantic Global Asset Management is a legitimate bona fide hedge fund. Now, for those of you that don't know, in order for you to even participate in a hedge fund, you must have a specific level of income. You must have a high net worth. You must be a high net worth individual to even be able to participate in a hedge fund. You must also have 100,000 euro liquid, right, before you can even invest in Atlantic Global Asset Management. All this was prior to 2014. Okay. Number 3, when you invest in a hedge fund, your money is tied up for 6 months to 12 months, right? And they don't allow you to make weekly withdrawals either, right? Because if you're a high net worth individual, then you should be able to be patient enough to let them manage your money and return to you a high rate of return, okay? What Atlantic Global Asset Management has done, they have changed the industry as we know it, based on what I've researched and based on how I know how hedge funds work and based on what they're doing for people, right? This is truly a people-based program. They really, truly want to help you. We have no competition as it relates to what these guys are doing in their field of expertise. Now, every person that opens an account with Atlantic Global Asset Management, your account is insured with the Lloyd's of London for 52 million euro, or let me convert that to $61 million USD. Similar to FDIC, but here in the United States, it's only for $250,000. That's the highest that they will cover if in the event that the entity, the bank, goes insolvent. So basically, the Lloyd's of London insurance is basically if in the event that Atlantic Global Asset Management becomes insolvent. That's what that insurance is. But it's not $250,000. It's $61 million USD. Right? Now, in addition to that, if you're a person who has a fixed income or you're concerned about your principal, this company has thought of everything. They've even provided you with what I call P&P, Principal Investment Protection, meaning that if you had invested $100,000 and this week we got, matter of fact, you know what, I'm going to bring this up here because it's really important here. You recognize that. This evening or today, I'll read this little letter to you. It says, Sean, Terry, Legault, Tillery, we are pleased to announce the completion of the current work week from the 23rd of October 2017 to the 27th of October 2017. The brokers of Atlantic Global Asset Management has once again demonstrated their high level of professionalism through a series of lucrative deals for the company and its clients, showing the results in an amount of 5.1516% rate of return of profits, right? So this week, for 1 week, I earned 5.1516% return on my money. This is higher than any bank that is giving a person even with a $100,000 CD, a certificate, right? A certificate of deposit, right? It shows you my available amount is $2,576 for the week. That is great after 3 months of getting involved, right? And I really started off with 2,430. So, you know, I'm already up within a short 13 weeks. This is my 13th week involved with Atlantic Global Asset Management. So again, this is very achievable for anyone that really truly wants to change their life. So that's the email where I'm going to send you that. That's really important there. So if you had $100,000 invested and they paid us 5.1, let's make it 5% for easy math, and for example, you made 5% of 100,000, then you would have made a profit of $5,000 this week. Of course, they take their management fees. I won't include that in this example, but 5% of 100,000 is 5,000. Now, if you opted to use the insurance, they'll take 10% of that 5,000, meaning that they'll take 500 and then pay out the 30 to 4,500 into your account. Now, if they did not perform well, let's say they did a negative 5%, right, and you exercise your right to use the P&P insurance, then your $100,000 will still be $100,000. And let's say that if in the example that I did not exercise my right to use the insurance, then they would deduct $5,000 from my $100,000, leaving me with $95,000, right? So for those of you that are concerned about, preserving your principal, Atlantic Global Asset Management has provided you with that option, okay? You have that option. You have that right. Now, this is another great part. Most people say, well, this sounds too good to be true. Well, if it sounds too good to be true, then let me give you my link so that you can register and do your own due diligence. Because a person can register for Atlantic Global Asset Management and Questworld without a financial obligation. How many companies allow you to even register for free to take a look at your information and verify everything that I'm saying on this call tonight, right? Most companies don't, especially a hedge fund, right? You better come with some skin in the game, or guess what? Keep it moving. You're not going to come in. So they've been very, like I said, very, I guess, sensitive to people's, thought processes as how they think about or how they view this type of opportunity, right? And, you can go back, and this is the thing, if a person's on this phone that's brand new and you're kind of resistant or it sounds too good to be true, all you simply have to do is register for free to the person that actually invited you, log in, and select managers. Under managers, you're going to see, or fund managers, you're going to see from 2013 to present all of the activity that they've been doing in terms of what it relates to in terms of providing weekly returns, right? You're going to see the good and the bad and the ugly, but guess what? It's mostly all good. Why? These guys are professional money managers. They're experts at what they do. They're not your Charles Schwabs. They're not your mutual funds. These guys handle billions of dollars. They know what they're doing, right? So their reputation is on the line every week. So they have to perform, right? So and another cool part that I like most about Atlantic Global Asset Management is that people can begin with as little as 90 euro or $115 USD. That's the minimal, right? Or if they've got really deep pockets, they can go as much as $5 million maximum initial investment, but you can do it without limitation, as frequently as you would like, every day, every week, every month, right? So there's some flexibility here, some options for you, right? So if you want to test it out for a week and then add a little bit more the following week and some more the following week, right, you can do that. Now, because we got paid today, I actually can withdraw, make a request to withdraw my funds today. Those funds will appear in my Bitcoin account or Litecoin or Ethereum or Bitcoin Cash, right? Or even if you want to have the funds wired via third party, pay as you go to your bank account, the funds will show up within about 6 to 7 days, okay? In your account. Actually, I'm sorry, 5 to 6 days in your account. So you're liquid. See, this goes against the grain of what a traditional hedge fund is about. Remember I told you, you must have a high net worth and you must be willing to wait to have your money leveraged for a period of 6 months to a year. This goes against the grain, does it not? Right? Every week? I thought it was every 6 months. No, they're changing the whole entire way they handle business, and that's a cool part because you don't have to be you don't have to be locked in or don't think that you can't pull money out because things do arise, emergencies do occur, right? So you don't have, that's a great thing I like about it because if I need to put my hands on $2,000 cash, I put my request tonight. By Wednesday, Thursday, I'll have it, right? Now, they also invest in companies. They do IPOs, initial public offerings. They do factoring, refinancing of corporate debt, forex trading, commodities, futures. They do it all, you guys. It's not just one thing. They do everything, and they do it very well. As a matter of fact, they've handled 1,100 projects. Out of 1,100 projects, They've been successful 88% of the time. That's not bad. That means that you got skills, because they're not just doing investments. They're not just doing real estate. They're not doing the traditional things that money managers do. They do everything, right? And it takes expertise. It takes years. It takes time to develop the school the tools necessary to properly is worthy of them being reorganized, a infusion of cash, right, to help them out, right? There has to be something, and if there's something that's weak about that business, they don't move forward. You have to be that way. If you're 88% accurate, with picking up the right companies, you're going to make a lot of money, and that's what they've been doing for a long time. So, as an investor, right? Atlantic Global Asset Management earns us a modest of 4.04 to 7.13%, right? And your funds are available for withdrawal every Friday. That means you're liquid. I just read to you previously a letter where what? We just earned 5.1516% rate of return on our money. That's awesome, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to go here and show you a little bit of something I like about Atlantic Global Asset Management. Now, we have a website called QM Team, and on the QM Team website, there is actually these calculators, right? Just hold on the Control F key. I like to type in the word calc just to get down there real easily. Right here, scroll down, and I click on calculator number 2 here, and I come up with this calculator right here. Now, I like this because I like to always demonstrate to people that anyone can get wealthy with Atlantic Global Asset Management. Let's start with 90 euro, right? And we're going to say that a person is going to earn 5.1% for the week. This is what we earned this week, right? Let me just make this 4.5. 4.5%. And let's go ahead and calculate this and see what happens in a period of 4 years. Okay, so 90 euros in 4 years turns to 2,439%. So even though they're paying us 207.6% for this white package, that's 2,711%, right? That's not bad, right? So I'm going to show you what I started off with. When I first got started with Atlantic Global Asset Management, I actually started off with the blue package, 2430. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this here. I'm going to go back to the actual calculator here. Now remember, I did this on purpose. I didn't want to have a high amount. And let's do the same as I think. So my whole entire goal when I got started was, I don't really care about nobody except me. And this is some of the Bitcoin that I had purchased, and I bought one Bitcoin for 400, and it was up to, and that was about a year and a half ago. So this is all I had in my account, so I sent 2,430. Now, mind you, working a job, say 4 years is a good time, because I was really concerned about my retirement for my wife and I. And I'm like, wow, how am I going to be able to support myself and my wife with retirement? So when I came to their website, I found the calculator. So, well, how much am I going to earn if I put 2430 in for a period of 4 years? And when I saw these numbers, I said, wait a second, 2,430 at 4.5%, that's much lower than the 5.1%, correct? That's much lower than 5.1%. Look what I have here in 4 years, 2.4 million euros. Let's convert this to cash, because we live in the United States, so you want to be able to calculate this based on US dollars. So we can find this here. Let's go to Google. Just type in USD to euro. And I'm going to bring this up here so we can see this, so I can see it. And we're going to type this, we're going to copy and paste that number in. So in 4 years, with the one-time investment of 2430, I was more concerned about my retirement. I'm 50 years old. So like by the time I'm 65 years old, working a 9-to-5 job is not going to cut it. But if you invest 2430 one time in Atlantic Global Asset Management based at 4.5%, even though we're doing better than that, I would have $2.8 million by the time I'm 55 years old or 54 years old. You can retire now. You see how possible it is with Atlantic Global Asset Management? They understand the plight of not just the United States, but globally what's going on. People are in financial hardship because their money has been stolen from them, right? If you're in the United States, you know that your 401k and your mutual fund you had 6 years ago, some people lost 30, 40, 50, 90, or 100% of it. It's all gone. And all they told you was this: start over. All you can do is start over. Trust us one more time. Well, I ain't trusting you, right? I lost a lot of money with you before. I'm not going to do it again. I'd rather try some type of other option. And Atlantic Global Asset Management has proven to have done that. So, you know, it's awesome. Anyone can achieve being a millionaire with Atlantic Global Asset Management, right? So this part holds true, and you are very liquid. Now, this other part I'm going to talk about now, because the part I spoke about to you initially was about the investment side, right? So I'm going to reiterate to you guys, if you are looking for a way to invest your money with a true hedge fund, you can do so for as little as €90 or $115 USD, right? This is the investment side. It is 100% purely optional. I have to stress this because a lot of times when you say stuff, people go, well, that's not what he said. I'm telling you, you don't have to do anything but invest your money, invest what you can afford, right? I don't say invest what you can afford to lose. You know why? Because Atlantic Global Asset Management has never had a loss in over 222 weeks of trading. So I can't just say, you know, afford what you can and not lose, right? But what I can say, afford what you think that you want to, you know, that you may not need in the next 1 year or 4 years. And my whole entire strategy here, and I'll tell you guys this, I'm not touching my money for 4 years. I don't need it. But I understand the power of 72, the rule of 72, and I'll show you what's going to happen to me, you know, and I'm going to use my real numbers, and then I'm going to show you what's happening and how you can transform your life with Atlantic Global Asset Management. So, because I said that, you know, initially when I got started, I wasn't going to help nobody except myself, that changed 90 days ago. Because I honestly believe that if you were a friend of mine, or I was a friend of yours, and I came across an opportunity such as this, I would expect for you to call me. This is good, right? So once I understood what they're doing for people globally, I'm going to tell everybody to my phone, and that's what I did. I have my phone here. I called every person, and the people that I know really well, I called them more than once because I was that type of friend, just like the other guy that told me about it and waited 2 months for me to actually realize, hey, this is good. Or actually 3 months, this is good. So I finally, you know, didn't, you know, reject the information, but I actually finally said, you know what, thank you so much. Matter of fact, he called me today. I said, you know what, I owe you an apology. I am truly, truly sorry for not, you know, listening to you in the very beginning. He said, that's okay. He goes, you know, the good part of it is that at least you did it. Right? I said, you got a point there, so I'm glad I did it. So with that being said, that brought me to this decision now, is what's the point of helping yourself if you can't help others? Right? It's really not about you. It's about others, right? This is not about me. This is about my family, right? And it's also for you on this phone call tonight, you're my extended family because we're going to be family together for a very long time, okay? So here we go. So the fact that Atlantic Global Asset Management rewards us, this is where we talk about the QuestorWorld side. So QW partners are contractually paid 5 to 15% for each investment package to include new packages purchased by partners or existing partners, new partners or existing partners. You guys, they've solved the problem of brokenness. They solved the problem of struggle, stress, frustration, and not making money in your business endeavors, right? Everyone makes money with Atlantic Global Asset Management. I mean, every person makes money, right? And that's the best part. No one is not going to not make any money. You'll make money whether you talk to someone or not, and that's what you call peace of mind. And that's what I have here today. Every Friday, when I wake up, I have peace of mind, right? Also, now, if you as a partner decide that you want to share this information with someone else, do you know you're paid directly and indirectly from your organization, right, in conjunction with your own investments? So here's another thing what they've done. I set up my own network marketing company. I sat there, and it took me a long time to design which was the best method of trying to ensure everyone makes money. And it's unfortunate the U.S. has it set up so that only a few make money. 90 to 95% of everyone else loses money, right? In this industry in the United States, in the network marketing or marketing, what you want to call it, relationship marketing, their system has been designed so that 98% of the people fail. Atlantic Global Asset Management has flipped it around. Everybody here has pretty much a 99.99% rate of being successful. It's all in the system, and I'll demonstrate that to you later on. So if you decide to take this on and decide to want to build or follow what they call the career path, right? You can do that. Now, here's some of the benefits. Successful partners who opt to build a successful organization are rewarded with cash bonuses ranging from 1,000 to 2.4 million euros in cash bonuses. What's 5% of 2.4 million? That's 100,000 a week. That's 100,000 a week. How many of you have ever made $100,000 a week? Not many people, right? That's why I say truly, this is an exceptional business opportunity. Now, when you build your organization to a certain level, level 8, the company looks at your organization, your structure, and say, you know what, because you've demonstrated that you care about people, we're going to reward you with a 10-year, 0% interest-free loan to purchase a home of your choice. They're going to put down 75% of the value of the home, and there is no credit check required because your organization is the guarantor. Right? And you guys, the beautiful thing about this is this. Everyone on this phone call, that if you choose to want to build an organization or you choose not to, eventually in time, you can buy your home anyway, right? Either with your own money or with the aid and assistance of Atlantic Global Asset Management. I determined that I want them to buy my home, right? Now, in addition to that, as you reach another level, level 9, they then will give you a $1 million apartment, a luxury apartment in the country of Dubai. Now, with this apartment, you can choose to accept it. If you feel like you're not going to be there but you want to rent it out, they'll even let you rent it out. If you decide, I don't want the headache, just send me the money, the $1 million, they'll send you the $1 million. Awesome, right? In addition, which is not on here, if you want to purchase a vehicle, right, they'll do the same for the vehicle with the 75% down, 10 years, 0% interest-free loan on a vehicle of your choice, right? And lastly, when you hit the top of the rung, they're going to give you a $1 million luxury yacht. If you have not developed sea legs or don't feel that you want to have a yacht, you can opt to take the cash as well. So there's many opportunities for you individually, to make a decision of whether or not you want these additional benefits. Atlantic Global Asset Management, they operate at a very high level. If you watch the videos, you watch the people how they dress, right? They're very serious about their business, right? And on my website, there is a video. It speaks about their actual banking entity, right? And we'll talk about that further further in this presentation, but they talk about that in detail. You guys are not. These guys are serious, and I'm so glad that my friend invited me on this phone call, or who invited me, to be a part of this, and I'm so thankful that I finally have something that's going to change the financial direction of my family forever. And I mentioned to you before, this is not 216, but it's actually 222 consecutive payments that we are earning on our money, from 207.6 to 336% per year. People, this is what I call simple interest. Okay? This is simple interest. Most people, sounds like compounding. No, it's simple, right? So we'll talk about that, and I'll show you some stuff about that as well. Now, we have to give an applause and thank these two gentlemen here. Okay? I want to find out, what was it that made them say, let's open it up to the general populace? Because something had to happen, right? Most hedge funds do not open their doors to a person that's broke, right? You can go to Investopedia, and it talks about what a hedge fund is. Read that information. It's a real great read. Investopedia, type it up in Google, Investopedia.com, and go through and read what a hedge fund requirements are for an individual. That's a great, great, great article. And what you're going to find, that Atlantic Global Asset Management is in complete contrast to what a standard hedge fund is about. So we have to give our hats off to Andre Abakumov and Antonio Roballo. We have to give our hats off. Thank you guys very much for your kind hearts. Whether it's money generated or whether it's money motivated or not, I don't care. They let me in. They let me in. Here's their investment license to operate a company, investment company, and as a matter of fact, at the beginning of 2017, Atlantic Global Asset Management announced its entry to the French fintech market, or to the fintech market. Fintech stands for financial technology. It is the new cryptocurrency or the new formation of digital currency for the world. Okay? They're in at the very beginning, and it's evident when you sign up and you fund your account. And I'll show you that too as well. And they said this at the beginning of 2017. Now here we are, 2017 in September. In September, they got everything finalized. It took them literally, 9 months. We said it, they completed it ahead of schedule, right? So we are so fortunate to be a part of a company that says it and completes it ahead of schedule, because they know what they're doing, right? And I'm gonna be a part of it too. I want to be a part of it too. So I'm making sure I've done that. Now, here is their mission, you guys. It says their goal is to produce maximum investment income with minimal risk for a wide variety of our clients by using innovative approach asset management in the global investment marketplace. These guys are expert money managers, and have they demonstrated to us every week? I mean, since I've been involved for the last 13 weeks, I've never reported a loss below 4%, 4.4% to be exact, right? And they're mitigating the risk. So I mentioned to you before, some people say, well, what if I want to exercise the right to use the insurance? We tell people, why? You don't need it. They've demonstrated consistently for the last 222 weeks they have never had a loss, or they've always produced a profit of 4.4% or better, or 4.04% or better, right? So these guys are good at what they do. Now, here's their strategy. They prepare companies for IPO. I didn't know this, but did you know they actually help prepare Facebook and Google to do their initial public offering? What? Yes, they're that type. As a matter of fact, here's another story I got more information on. But there's an airline there in Cabo Verde Airlines, right there in their backyard, that was failing. Atlantic Global Asset Management stepped in, restructured, reorganized, and within a short period of time, not only do they still remain a 51% shareholder of the airline, but they sold that airline's, the other part of it, for 500% profit. Oh, they're good, right? They do factoring. right? Factoring is a financial transaction and a type of debtor finance in which a business sells its accounts receivables, i.e. invoices, to a third party called a factor or benefactor at a discount rate. A business will sometimes factor its receivable assets to meet its present and immediate cash needs. I speak about this because what do you mean if I'm a corporation, everything looks like it's good, but why do I need additional money for? Why do I need to give up my accounts receivables? Well, because guess what? They're deficient. If they don't make these changes soon, they won't have a business. So what they're looking for is for somebody with deep pockets, somebody called a hedge fund, who has the proper staff, the proper team to do a proper analysis of the company from A to Z and then determine if whether or not they're worthy to be saved or worthy of a cash injection. Maybe that cash injection can be to improve the company product, to provide better customer support, right? To do product improvement, to maybe, refinance some old debt so that they can get some new debt to do something they got to do. Maybe to pay off executives, officers' contract, right, so that the company can move forward, right? These are all the things that they do, and they've done it 1,100 times and have won 88% of the time. You don't guess at this. They know exactly what they're doing, right? Additionally, they're currently buying highly liquid shares of the fastest growing companies worldwide. That sounds like Google and Facebook to me. State and municipal bond funds, debt securities, and option contracts, and they continue to focus on further development in these areas. They're improving upon what they already have improved on. They're getting better at what they're doing. They're taking advantage of the new system, right? The new money system's coming into place. And they're going to be at the very top, and I'm glad they're going to drag me along. Now, here's another part. They currently manage over assets in over 35 countries. Most people have a difficult time trying to manage property here in the United States or just in their local area. Oh, I own real estate. I got 2 or 3 properties. They have a very difficult time doing that. These guys are in 35 countries, right? Now, this is the part I have to read to you guys because, see, the language between how a poor person speaks, how a rich person speaks, and a wealthy person speaks is completely different. If you're poor, you dress like you're rich, but you're poor. If you're rich, you can always go back to being poor. But if you're wealthy, you'll never be rich and you'll never be poor because you can't spend it all. That is the difference between being wealthy, rich, and poor, right? So AGAM is entrusted by clients of all types, from private investors, that's us, to corporate foundations, people with a lot of deep pockets, and sovereign wealth funds. Do yourself a favor. Why don't you look up what a sovereign wealth fund is? Do yourself a favor and find out what a sovereign wealth fund is, right? These guys are no joke. They manage big dollars, and they keep their clients happy, right? That's why they're here today. It's what, almost going on 9-10 years. Their clients are still happy because these guys have demonstrated their ability to return profitable weeks and months and years continually, right? So check this out. This is kind of funny how the wealthy speak. Our primary aim is to understand how your property requirements serve the rest of your business and help you achieve your goals. Real simple, real concise, no bragging, because they're sure they're able to help you to get wealthy, right? Now I'm going to show you some other stuff here. So here are the fund managers. They have 25 fund managers, each one having their own expertise in many of the financial markets that we've been exposed to or not, or may have not been exposed to. And these guys at the present moment manage about $400 to $500 million weekly. Now, that's not a lot of money, to be honest with you, because I found out a couple of days ago that the net worth of Atlantic Global Asset Management, right, this is liquid, you guys, it's probably more than that, but they're about $8 billion, okay, $8 billion. Also, what I found out, too, is that they're in Dubai. If a person steals money in the country of Dubai, right, they will hang you. It's not like out here in the United States, like a Bernie Madoff situation, right? You steal people's money and you go and you go to the federal prisons to serve your time. No, they kill you, they hang you. And how do I know this? Because I spoke to somebody who actually is a platinum director at the very top. He goes, they have to do what's right, or those two guys that's there that I showed you, they will be hung. So that's something to let you know that I'm not going to mess around with people's money. So they're very serious. They know what the risks are, what the outcomes can be if they do something wrong. Here's some of the payment options. I won't go into this, but they do SWIFT, OK Pay, Advanced Cash, Perfect Money. They accept Bitcoin and Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, right? They're expanding their services to accept digital currency. What does that tell you? I think that's a hindsight that we should be probably buying those same cryptocurrencies as well, right? Not just paying with them, but actually acquiring some of those cryptocurrencies as well. It's called a hint, by the way. Coming soon are NetTeller, Skrill, and AsiaPay. Now, here are their investment packages. They range from 90 euro up to 5 million. And this is really it's really simple how it works, right? They deal with colors: white, yellow, green, blue, red, black, and these colors basically determine the amount of money that you want to get started with. So let's use the white package. This is 90 euro or 115 USD. Now, what happens when a person purchases a 90 euro investment package? Well, they're going to pay you 207.6% return off that 90 euro for 365 days. And every week that they perform, because if they don't perform, and think about it, if you don't perform well and your rate of return is low, they don't get paid well, right? But if they perform high, they make more money. So it's in their best interest to perform at a very high level, because if they do, they will get 39% of the profit of the 5% that's paid to us every single week, right? So that's how it works for the fund managers. Now, once you have 3 of these 90 euro packages or white packages, 90 times 3 is 270. So once you have 3 of these, you can merge these 3 white packages into a white. Now, what is the purpose of merging 3 white packages? It's the same money. It's 270 here, just times 3. It's just 3 whites of 270, and I have 270 here. What's the difference? Here's the difference. The difference is that you're going to reduce your commission rate, the management fees, from 39% to 36%. Here's another difference. It's not now that you're going to only earn 207.6%. You're going to earn 218.4%. So just because you have the same amount of money, this is all based on a strategy. Everyone wants to make money, and everyone wants to reduce the cost to have their money, right? They do this for you, built into their system. This is a proven system. It's been working for years, right? And we're now going to be able to benefit from their system, right? So now, once you have 3 yellow packages, 270 times 3 is 810. Now, you're more than welcome to leave 3 yellow packages if you want to. But why do that when you can take that same money and merge it in and cut the commission level of the management fees from 36% down to 30%? And also simultaneously increase your rate of return from 218.4% to 238.8%. This process continues over and over and over from blue to red to black. Let's go to the next slide. Over here to the indigo and over to the VIP, right? So let's go back to an example I'm going to demonstrate to you with my own personal account, because I think documentation beats conversation anytime. So here I go. I can show you when we go back when I'm sitting. I started right here. So here is when I started. Oops. Here, July the 9th is when I started Atlantic Global Asset Management. I bought my first package, $24.30, right? And what I done was I recognized the value of their program, and I started to share this information with other people. And what I was able to do between July 9th and present, I currently have invested with the company 30,000 euro. That's a testament to their system, because who do you know who wants to make money? Do you want to continue to invest your money into the banks at 1% a year or less? Or would you rather make 5% a week or 200 to 300% return on your money every single year, right? So I'll show you what I have in my account here so you can see. The goal is to buy a black package. Here's a black package, $21,870, right? I am making 316% return on my money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate to you currently what I have in my account. If I decided not to do nothing else with Atlantic Global Asset Management, I'm going to highlight and copy this 30,000 here. I'm going to bring up the calculator, and I'm going to be able to do my retirement. So it's using the same 4 years. I'm going to copy and paste this here. So this means if I just let my money stay in, meaning I didn't earn any commissions from anybody, I didn't add not one red more solitary dime in this thing, but if I let it go ahead and compound and work itself out for 4 years, that's what's going to happen. And watch this. Now, the cool part about this calculator, the reason why I like this calculator here is because this calculator here, number 2, shows you packages purchased, right? And then at the end of 52 weeks, it shows the package actually fall off. So it's a pretty good, accurate assessment of a good projection of what can possibly happen to you, okay? So I left this at 4.5% on purpose, even though we did 5.1%. 5.1% is a big deal. But I'm not going to talk about that now, and I'm going to go in and calculate my money based on real time. This is a pretty good close assessment, a real nominal rate of return. So at the end of 4 years, my 30,000 euros will be worth 67 million euros. My money compounded at 223,000%. That is the compound rate. That's when my money compounding every week, right? And let's go through and see what happens. Like for me, I'm more concerned about what is my weekly payout, because I want to know if I can still, do some things with that type of money. What would it? How much would it mean to me at that time when I'm scrolling here to 200? And here's my so here we are, 209 weeks to the left. Here above right here on 208 weeks here, you see right here, I bought a white package. I bought 2 more of these other packages, and here's a package that actually dropped off. Here's another package that dropped off. So it shows you the packages being purchased and packages being dropped every week. So you get a real good idea what's happening. But look here, on my 209th week, I'm making 1.949, 149.25 euros. Let's convert that to USD so we all pretty much understand that we're talking about dollars now. Let's convert these euros into dollars. I'm going to go in and copy and paste this amount here. So this 1.9 million euros is equivalent to $2.2 million a week. Question: what are you going to do with $2.2 million a week? I mean, you don't need that much money, right? You could just probably take $1 million, buy your house, right? Next week, buy your cars. Next week, do your world, set up a world vacation. You'd be done in 3 weeks. People want a nice home, a nice car, right, and travel the world. You just accomplished this with Atlantic Global Asset Management with a $30,000 investment one time, not adding any more money to it, and you achieved your lifelong goals, right? Because everybody wants that at least, right? And the most important part about, the best part about this is this: you just left a legacy for your whole entire generation of your family forever. I told you Atlantic Global Asset Management is serious about changing lives. They're serious, and I'm so glad I'm a part of them. I'm just so thankful. And hopefully you guys are blessed too, the same way I'm being blessed.